Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Living in Palos Verdes with Zoli, and I'm showing you the hottest and newest properties for sale in Palos Verdes on the whole peninsula. And as usual, I'm going to be driving you to these houses on a Tuesday, which is when agents have their brokers opens. So we get to preview all the properties that are new on the market. And I am showing these properties to you so you don't need to spend time on Zillow or Redfin or whichever other platform you're using. I'm doing this while showing you around Palos Verdes at the same time. And I hope you enjoy this content. Our first house today is going to be 27508 Fawnskin Drive here in Rancho PV. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath house, 1,670 square foot. So it's definitely on the lower end with regards to square footage compared to other houses here on the peninsula. It's very close to my office. Again, we're staying here in the Black Horse neighborhood. Just like last week's video. By the way, if you haven't seen last week's new houses for sale, I'm going to link them up here for you so you can take a look at them. Those are still mostly on the market, I would say. They didn't sell. This house is going to be for sale, or is already for sale, at $1.698 million, so just slightly under 1.7. And I'm going to show you right now what $1.7 million gets you today in Rancho Palos Verdes. We're tucked away on Fawnskin Drive in the Peninsula Center neighborhood of Rancho Palos Verdes. This single level home gives you the classic PV feel right from the curb, as you can see here. Wide street, big lot, and a simple, clean front that really shows off the home's California charm. So as we step inside, it's bright, open, and looks super livable to me. The kind of space that just works for everyday life. You've got beautiful wood floors, a stone fireplace in the living room, as you can see, and big windows that bring in tons of natural light, while the kitchen is open and well laid out with granite island stainless appliances, perfect for cooking and entertaining. As we walk through and check the bedrooms here, the primary suite feels like its own little getaway with an updated bathroom and a walk-in shower. So there's 3 more bedrooms, as you see. Those give you options: guest room, office, you name it. And you've got also a central AC, a tankless water heater, EV charger as well, and a paid-off solar system to keep things efficient. So let's check out that backyard soon. And that is really a highlight in my view, since it's flat, it's private, and not to mention that it's also fully landscaped. So there's a path that winds back to a raised deck where you catch partial city light views, plenty of room for barbecuing or just enjoying your garden, just a spot, hang out with a cup of coffee in the morning. You're in the Peninsula Center, close to everything: shops, restaurants, great schools, all the reasons people love this part of PV. What a nice home we've seen here. I would say very close to the mall area, to the very center of the Palos Verdes Peninsula. It was really nicely updated. I think it's really priced to sell. So if you're in the market, and it's a buyer's market in PV, keep that in mind. So right now, there's, I would say, not only in PV, but in general, on the west side of LA as well. I've just spoken to another agent, and he just confirmed that there's a lot of inventory that just hit the market in the last couple of weeks. It's not a PV only phenomenon that we're experiencing here, that there's a lot of new houses that came onto the market, and they're constantly coming onto the market. So that's why I don't have any problem shooting all these videos, because there's actually great houses to choose from that are hitting the market for sale on the peninsula. And I'm talking to a lot of agents who have listings on the market and they're desperate for buyers. There's not more buyers than before, but there's way more houses for sale. So what that means is that because of the rules of economics, prices are actually going down now. So it's a buyer's market. If you want to buy, if you're in the market to buy, this is your moment. And I would love to represent you as a buyer. So come talk to me, reach out to me. sellwithzoli.com is the best place to start. Right now it's June gloom, and now it's really June gloom. Last week I was saying it's June gloom, but it was May. Now we're in June actually, and we're experiencing June gloom. So this previous house, for example, had a view. You could see mountains, but we didn't see anything right now because we're kind of in the clouds, in the fog right now. Hopefully it will clear up in a couple of hours time and we will enjoy the sunshine. Rest of LA has around 70-75 degrees at least. Right now it's 63 degrees here in PV. So we're always about 10 degrees colder, which is really great in the summer. We barely need to turn on our ACs here, but we also have this experience, which is very characteristic, I would say, for June to happen, that we have these clouds covering the whole peninsula, and it's 11:30 a.m. when I'm shooting this video. So yes, it does happen. So our next house is going to be 26803 Basswood Avenue. This is a 3-bed, 3-bath house, slightly bigger than the previous house that I just showed to you. This is 2,097 square foot. And you see, if you watched last week's video, we just passed the same place last week. This is Palos Verdes Peninsula High School. So we're staying really close to the high school, making this house that we're just gonna see ideal for families with high school age kids or with kids who are going to hit high school age very soon. So 3-bed, 3-bath, 2,100 square foot, just slightly under $2 million, 1.995. Let's check out the condition. I'll see you inside. We're over on Basswood Avenue, right in Silver Spur, one of those neighborhoods where you're close to everything, but you still feel that you're tucked away. And this home sits on a corner lot, as you can see, with no neighbors on 3 sides, which makes it very unique. Lots of privacy and a great sense of space, as you will see as we walk through the house and go to the backyard. From the curb, you'll notice the wide lot and how it backs up to an open hillside. No rooftops in the way, just sky and nature. So let's get inside. It's bright and open. The living and dining areas really nicely flow together under these tall ceilings with wide plank floors and a cozy fireplace. And this glass wall fully opens up to the backyard, giving you that seamless indoor-outdoor experience, as you can see. The yard is private, green, and perfect for entertaining. Built-in barbecue, dining deck, mature trees, tall hedges. The kitchen has granite counters, a glass tile backsplash, and plenty of space for casual meals and hosting. So as we go inside and discover the inside of this very modern looking house, you'll see that the primary suite is calm and peaceful with a spa-like bath. The home's fully upgraded. Tesla and ChargePoint chargers await the new owners with a new roof and insulation, AC, a tankless water heater, speakers, a fully finished garage, ring cameras, you name it. This house has a lot of extras and is really move-in ready and tucked away into a great spot in Rancho, Palos Verdes, in my view, with easy access to shops, parks, and as usual in Palos Verdes, to top schools. So let's quickly finish up this tour, check out the rest of these bedrooms here. They're all in good condition, I would say. As I mentioned, this house is move-in ready.
and ready for its new owner. It might go really fast, so reach out to me if you want to check it out. It's a really good value in my view. So yeah, if you like this kind of style, check it out.
Welcome back. If you like these houses, please do me a favor and hit that like button. I really see that there's a lot of you watching these videos, and I'm super happy about it. And I would appreciate to get some feedback. So if you like the video, if you like these houses, like the content, like my tours, please hit the like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Every week I'm going to be doing these new house tours now, and I'm also going to be throwing in some extra content about Palos Verdes that I'm going to be coming up with that are always going to be interesting and fascinating for people who already live here, or for you who actually are considering moving to Palos Verdes and you're just doing your research about what's happening here. So our next house this week is going to be 536 Via Media, which is in Palos Verdes Estates. So we're heading over to another part of the peninsula. Many think or consider that to be the more prestigious part. It was definitely the first part of the peninsula that was created in the 1930s, when the whole concept of Palos Verdes Living was created. And you know, my channel is called Palos Verdes Living with Zoli. So yeah, I try to show you how it is, what are the options to live in Palos Verdes. And actually this house that I just showed you really captured my attention. I'm not going to hide that I'm a minimalist. I love modern houses, so I really love the mid-century vibes, but I sometimes love to take it a little bit even further and take it to a way more modern look. And this house was totally unassuming from the front. So the street front actually gave you the impression that this is going to be one of these traditional, almost like ranch style Rancho PV houses. But once you stepped inside, you actually saw that this was totally redone. And I showed you also the backyard, which was a bit surprising to me how they made it into basically a huge driveway. So I don't know, I might consider remodeling some parts of that. You're gonna need a permit for that. Anyways, it's definitely in a move-in ready condition. It was remodeled 4 or 5 years ago, completely gutted out, and you could see the changes and the upgrades that they actually made. Right under $2 million. As I've said before, this is a buyer's market. So if you are considering purchasing property in Palos Verdes in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, please don't wait for the interest rates to drop. Once that happens, interest rates drop usually brings about a way more pool of buyers that will be able to afford those houses, the same number of houses. So what that will mean is that prices will go up. I mean, this is just the basic rules of economics. This is how the world works. Once there's a larger number of buyers for the same inventory, you're not going to be able to avoid increasing prices. So I understand that rates are high today, but there's always going to be an option to refinance your rate once they drop. So I would encourage you to use and utilize this buyer's market opportunity, which is not going to be around for a very long time. So reach out to me if you're in the market, or you could be in the market to buy. If you're currently renting and considering purchasing and just don't know and just think you don't have enough for that down payment, I can actually surprise you. I'm working with really good lenders who will be able to surprise you with, you can start a purchase with 3.5% of the purchase price. That's not all the time possible, but why don't we engage in a conversation and talk about it, and you might discover that you are that person who can buy property with 3.5% down. So reach out to me at sellwithzoli.com. Now let's go inside and check out 536 Via Media and see what $3.999 million, that is just right under $4 million, buys you in Palos Verdes Estates today, June 3rd, in 2025?
We're down here on Via Media in the heart of Lower Malaga Cove, one of the most walkable and iconic neighborhoods in whole of PV and PV estates as well. So you're just steps from Rat Beach, the PV Beach and Athletic Club, and the tennis club, of course. And for those of us who live here, we actually know that easy on and off peninsula access really makes a difference. You know that stop sign for PV locals leading out of PV on PV Drive. But what really sets this home apart is going to be its view, which you'll see that this is a June gloom day, so you will not fully see the unobstructed Pacific Ocean and Queen's Necklace view that I'm just showing you here, with city lights from almost every room. And during the day, you get that bright coastline view, and at night, that turns into a living postcard. So from the curb, this is a Spanish style house with smooth white stucco, traditional clay tile roof, arched doorways, and a beautiful paver driveway with a decorative fountain right out front. But as we go inside, the views really pull you in. The formal living room is framed by French doors and arched windows with rich architectural detail and a warm, welcoming vibe. It really opens right out to the front patio where you can catch the ocean breeze and those sweeping coastal views as well. So dining room located right next, connected and bright, and it flows beautifully into a fully updated kitchen with Wolf and Sub-Zero appliances, so a really good quality here. On the main level, you've also got a guest bedroom and a fully remodeled bath, perfect for visiting friends or just flexible living. And upstairs, I'm showing you 3 ensuite bedrooms, and 2 of them work beautifully as primary suites, so you can pick and choose. The main primary has one of the best views in the house with its own private balcony and a large spa-like bath. The other bedrooms also have private balconies, more places to enjoy this beautiful PV view, not only the backyard, but also actually from the front of the house. And a proper laundry room with double washers and dryers, as you can see, makes life super easy. So downstairs, as we'll head there as well, you'll see a private 1-bedroom suite, a mudroom, and direct access to a spacious 3-car garage. We're going to be heading there as well. Plenty of space for cars, bikes, and all of your beach gear, which you will surely have if you purchase this house. And you know, the backyard that we've seen is truly an oasis. They got a built-in barbecue station, a cozy fire pit, pool and spa, as you've seen, all surrounded by lush landscaping. The lot itself is over 6,700 square feet, quite spacious, giving you lots of room to spread out and enjoy the outdoors. So when you pull this all together, the views, the layout, the lifestyle, this is one of those rare lower Malaga Cove homes that really delivers in my view. So it's a classic PV coastal living with that walkable beach vibe. It's really hard to find this in Palos Verdes, but this house has it. So if you're really after these vibes and you really like this style, the best of PV estates, then you know where to find me. I can provide you a private tour. We can go and discover. We can negotiate together. We can strategize on how you can afford this 3-car garage down here and how you can afford to make this house your own and move in June 2025. As soon as this video gets out, we can start to talk about it. And I'm showing you more details of the backyard. As I mentioned, there's a spa and a pool. Both look to be in a really good condition.
What an interesting combination of old and new. in this house, actually, in Palos Verdes Estates. Via Media, just under 4 million. I would say this is luxury living in Palos Verdes. At the same time, you can see that PV is never going to be like, you know, super new and modern when it comes to the outside of these houses. We can have a debate about, you know, how much of a new and modern fresh look you can have on the inside to match the outside Spanish style exterior of these traditional houses in Palos Verdes Estates. You see that we're passing by the ocean. It's super close to this house at Via Media. Go check out this map. I'm gonna put that in here for you so you can check out where exactly we are, very close to the ocean, on the peninsula, on the, I would say, the west side of the peninsula. So we're making our way up now on the hillside to Palos Verdes Drive, which is one of the lifebloods, or how do you say that, of the peninsula, basically, where you can access the peninsula from the outside, from Torrance or Redondo Beach, or whichever way you're coming from. So we're making a sharp to right here, and we're headed to our next house, which is 2208 Thorley Place. We're staying on the in Palos Verdes Estates for this one. It's a 3-bed 2-bath, so much smaller home than what we've seen before. It's an 1818 square foot, so just over 1800 square foot with regards to its size. It's first day on the market, so you probably have not seen this, because this is a broker's open, so it's open to agents working here on the peninsula, and you will only find these new houses on people who actually are aware and people who actually care about the peninsula and serve the peninsula. So I am one of those agents who actually love working here. I live here in PV and I only work here as well. This is the place that I love the most. So come join me. If you like these houses, please don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so far. And I really appreciate you being here. If you have any questions around real estate, please reach out to me. You can find my contacts at sellwithzoli.com. That's sellwithzoli.com. And let's check out this house in Palos Verdes Estates. Come with me.
We're here on Thorley Place, right in the heart of Lower Lunada Bay, a neighborhood that really captures that laid-back, beachy side of Palos Verdes Estates. You're an easy stroll to the beach cliffs, the Lunada Bay shops, and of course those top-rated schools in PV. It's the kind of place where you'll see neighbors walking their dogs or heading down to watch the sunset. The home itself has the great mid-century vibe. Clean lines, wide circular driveway, and a private feel thanks to mature landscaping out front. But let's step inside, and you see that this layout is easy, a true single level filled with natural light. The living areas flow really well with big sliding glass doors opening out to 2 separate patios, and the backyard is beautifully landscaped, so make note of that. You've got tranquil views of the gardens from just about every room, which really adds to the relaxed feel of this house. One of my favorite things here is how the space lives. Whether you're entertaining or just enjoying a quiet afternoon, it's got a great indoor-outdoor rhythm. There's plenty of room out back for a weekend barbecue or a casual get-together with friends. And, you can see that, you can make this house yours. It needs some TLC for sure. These 3 bedrooms, plus the bonus workroom is ideal for a home office, hobby space, or even extra storage. And the bedrooms are bright and comfortable, so it really has a good vibe, I would say, overall. The kitchen, charming, functional, with views to the garden and an easy flow to the dining area. And that sunken living room with sliders to the yard also really gives a home a homey, cozy, and open feel to the house. So in total, you've got about 1626 square feet in the main home, plus another 192 square feet in the bonus room. Plenty of flexible space here. And I think that overall this home really fits that lower Lunada Bay lifestyle. Quiet, friendly, walkable, and just a short hop to the bluffs where the views stretch forever. It's a great little pocket of PV that you can call home. So if you like these vibes, you can still make it yours. It's available for sale. It's on the market and ready for you and waiting for your offer to make on this beautiful piece of land. And you see this backyard is beautiful.
Hi, and welcome back from this Palos Verdes Estates fixer. You can see that you do find fixers in PV estates from time to time. It's a $1.78 million house in PV estates, a super good value. At the same time, let me draw your attention to one thing as a buyer, and that's what you get when you work with a Palos Verdes specialist. And I really urge you, if you're working with an agent and you want to buy, or you're selling in Palos Verdes, any of the 4 cities, be it Rolling Hills Estates, Rolling Hills Palos Verdes Estates, or Rancho Palos Verdes, any of those 4 cities, do make sure that your agent is a PV specialist. So the PV specialist actually receives special education on the specificities of the peninsula. And one of that is actually, if you're moving to Palos Verdes Estates, there is something called the Home Association, the Palos Verdes Home Association. It's not an HOA, it's a home association. So it does not represent homeowners. It is a community of its own. It's not the city, and they operate what is called the art jury. So the Palos Verdes Homes Association operates an art jury, which actually makes sure the original intention of the founders of Palos Verdes Estates was that the art jury is there to make sure that the city retains its look and feel, and that the architecture on the peninsula, or at least on the side of the peninsula that belongs to Palos Verdes Estates, remains the same over the years, the decades, and even now we can slowly say the centuries as well. So the art jury is a board basically that is formed by local architects, people who actually know the peninsula and follow the characteristics of the peninsula, and they will have to approve each and every individual change that you make to your home when it comes to the outside of your house. So everything that's visible from the street, but also from the back of the house. So even you cannot change your windows, you cannot change the colors, you cannot change your roofing, you cannot change your trees, your landscaping, major landscaping issues, like everything that when it comes to changing your house, you have to get it approved by the art jury. And with regards to this house I just showed you, 2208 Authority Place in Palos Verdes Estates, please pay attention to the fact that there was a room addition to this house, which was either permitted or not permitted, said the agent who's selling this house. And this is super slippery slope here. So you gotta make sure that all the additions are approved. Otherwise, you will get fined for each and every addition or change that you make to the property, and each and every change comes with a separate fine. So these fines can actually rack up. So when you purchase property in Palos Verdes Estates, you gotta be sure that you are not actually purchasing something that will cost you way more over time than when you're purchasing the property, and then you can get yourself into some sort of a legal situation. So just be conscious of this fact, and always make sure to work with a Palos Verdes specialist. The list of Palos Verdes specialist agents you will find on the Palos Verdes Association of Realtors website, which is pvpar.org. We're taking a little bit of a detour because there were woodworks being performed on our regular route. So this is actually a little bit of a tour of Palos Verdes Estates, the smaller streets that you would not be passing by if you're just driving past or driving around from point A to point B on the peninsula. And the house that we're heading to is 953 Via del Monte. We're staying in Palos Verdes Estates. This is a huge house. It's 4,480, so almost 4,500 square foot that we're actually going to be seeing. It's a 4-bed, 4-bath house. And it is for sale for 2 days as of the shooting of this video, and it's sold at $3,950,000. So now we're gonna be going inside. Come with me. If you're still here, please hit that like button.
Now we're up on Via del Monte, one of those streets in Upper Malaga Cove known for some of the best views on the peninsula. And this home, well, you get it all with a full Queen's Necklace view, coastlines, city lights from just about every room in this house. So from the curb, the home has this classic PV curb appeal, wide driveway, 3-car garage, and a welcoming entry that sets the tone for what's inside. So let's step inside and you'll see the formal living room, and you're greeted with soaring ceilings. It's impressive, the ceiling height here. Beautiful marble fireplace, rich hardwood floors actually, and massive windows that frame that iconic Queen's Necklace view that's super unique to Palos Verdes. It's one of those spaces where you just naturally want to linger, and you see that the backyard is not bad either, but let's not go there just yet. So the kitchen is well equipped with quality brand appliances and a great flow into the dining area, and you see also to the backyard. Plenty of potential if someone wanted to make it their dream kitchen. Totally functional and inviting as it is as well. So there's a family room, which is one of my favorite spaces. It's oversized, super comfortable, with its own fireplace and a wet bar to add to it. So these big windows lead out to a generous balcony. Whether you're hosting friends or enjoying a quiet evening, it's just the perfect spot to soak in those sunset views, which you will definitely get from this side of the peninsula. So upstairs, there's a primary suite as with its own private retreat, a fireplace, a large private balcony here, and as you can see, a lot of mirrors. Ensuite bath that's roomy and super bright as well. You'll also find great closets, plenty of space to store a lot of your things. And there's some other bedrooms, each with its own balcony and more of those sweeping views. So you can share those views. As you can see, today was not the best day to record those views, but there are really great views in this house. So we are going to talk a little bit about that backyard as well, because this is, I think, a second place where this house also shines for entertaining, with a large pool, built-in grill and a fridge, and even a charming gazebo tucked away into the landscaping, as you've seen. It's perfect for big celebrations or quiet afternoons. There's a lot of flexibility here for how you'd want to use this space. So there's a 3-car garage downstairs, as I've already mentioned, with some extra driveway space in front. So I don't think parking can ever be an issue in this house for you. So if I have to compare to some of the other homes we've seen, especially in the lower Malaga Cove, this one gives you a little bit more breathing room, both inside and out, and still delivers those head turning views of Palos Verdes, which are super unique to our peninsula. So it's rare to find up here. Big views, great entertaining spaces, classic style, and the true upper Malaga Cove lifestyle. Let's go on a private tour. You will not want to miss out on this one. It's definitely on the pricier side, but I think that this is a good value for your money that you get here in upper Malaga Cove. So this is the downstairs that I've already mentioned to you. Let's go and discover this visually as well. You'll have ample space here for your cars and storage. There's more than enough space for your large cars. As I mentioned, 3 cars separate with some extra storage in the garage.
Welcome back, YouTube. Thank you for being with me. As you can see, it's June gloom, so I would say that the best feature of this house that I just showed you was the view. You unfortunately have missed out on that, just as I did today. But if you want to check out this house with a tremendous potential, it's definitely a fixer, I would say. But it has a tremendous potential because of the location. So then please set up an appointment. I can come back and show this one to you, for you exclusively, because I live and work here in PV. So this is my specialty. I'm a PV specialist. And yeah, this is what you get for $4 million in Palos Verdes Estates right now. So we are heading back to Rancho. This time we are going to 27128. I have to stop for a second, looking at my paper and look at the road, because as always, you are joining me in my self-driving car. That's how I can actually focus on you and tell you all about the houses while we're going from one house to the other. So we're going to 27128 Spring Creek Road in Rancho, PV. A very different price point actually than Palos Verdes Estates or Rolling Hills for that matter. We're coming back towards the mall area of Palos Verdes. We're kind of central, what I call central Palos Verdes. We're almost here at 27128 Spring Creek Road. This is a 3-bed, 3-bath, right under 2,000 square foot, 1,970 square foot home. Come inside and check out. This is probably a very good value home, 1.649. I'm very curious to see what the inside looks like. So come join me and let's go inside. We're right here in front of the house.
So we're here on Spring Creek Road in Rancho, Palos Verdes, which is a quiet street right in the heart of the peninsula. You're super close to parks, Cornerstone Elementary, Peninsula High, and the promenade, which is a great central spot. So the home sits on a spacious lot with a circular driveway and a 2-car garage. Inside, let's see what it has to offer us. It's really a true single level with 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, with an open flow that works for everyday living. So there's a sunken living room, there's a high beam ceilings with arched windows and 2 fireplaces that give this home a warm character overall. The kitchen's updated with quartz counters and connects easily to the dining and family rooms, while the primary suite looks out to the backyard and opens to a sunny bonus room, which makes it perfect for relaxing. So you've also got a laundry room with built-in desk space, plus a permitted workroom for office or hobbies. Out back, it's like your own little park, apple, pear, and citrus trees. Great for outdoor dining or quiet evenings. If you ask me, it's a fantastic spot in RPV with easy access to schools, shops, and all the best of peninsula living.
And this concludes this week's update of what's for sale in Palos Verdes. Thank you for being with me. If you liked this content, if you like these homes, please consider subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate your support on this channel. It's really great to see that there's more and more people watching these homes, these fantastic homes for sale. Don't forget, it's a buyer's market right now. So if you're after purchasing a property in Palos Verdes, I would encourage you to reach out to a PV specialist. Look for that designation when you're working with somebody on the peninsula. It will come super handy. I happen to be one of those PV specialists here on the peninsula, so you can reach out to me at 661-234-6442, or just give me a visit at sellwithzoli.com. I'm always here for you to answer any of your questions when it comes to purchasing on the peninsula. But if you're somebody who's already here on the peninsula and you would want to sell or just move somewhere else, you can feel free to reach out to me as well. I can list your property. I can give you advice on what changes to make before you would put your property on the market. And I also happen to have a very strong technological background. So I do a lot of digital marketing. I also do and offer a lot of artificial intelligence based services to my clients that most of the agents out there will not provide to you. So reach out to me and I'll catch you in the next video next week. Thank you for being with me, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.